I've got tons of projects I'm working on for the Pleasureway Ascent. Stick around, I'll tell you about those, as well as the final chapter in our refrigerator saga. So the first project I've already completed because it was so easy. One of the subscribers, Gary, had recommended this child's hammock for extra storage in the back of the vehicle. Gary said he hangs his hammock from the 2 seatbelt posts. And now I found that the carabiner that comes with the hammock is too large to fit in here, but I had these 2 spare ones, these 2 smaller ones that I clipped on and then clipped to that. So it's hooked here and it's hooked over here, and I tied a knot to shorten the length a little bit. I think I might just unknot one end, and that might be a better length, but we'll see. What this is great for is utilizing that little bit of space between the back of the seat and the rear door. And I'm putting soft things in there like pillows and puffy jacket. Perfect place for stuff that would otherwise occupy the space up here in the bedding cabinet up here. So I think that's a great idea. So thank you so much, Gary. So you can see with the back doors open, you can see where the hammock sits. And really, this space would be wasted if not to have this little storage compartment. So the next project I'm working on is one that will both insulate the windows as well as give us some blackout ability for any trips that go up to the Arctic Circle. You know, I've been using the Reflectix and that's fine, but it takes up a lot of space over the front of the cab. And I thought it would be nice to have something that would be smaller and perhaps something I could keep in the window. Now the interesting thing is, just this morning I watched a video of a couple, I can't remember their name, I'll put a link below, but they had recently purchased some shades from a company called Van Gear, and I will put a link to that below. And that one is a little bit different because it folds, it kind of does like a bifold thing, so you can leave it in the window, which is what I want, but I think mine is going to have to roll up. So I've made the first one, and I'll do a video on it when I'm finished with this job. But I bought some fabric called Warm Window, and I've sandwiched that. Well, actually, it's already a sandwich. It's 4 layers, but here, let me get on the right side. So this is the one I've made for this side, and it'll go up here like this, and I'll have 2 smaller ones below. Now I was hoping to actually keep this on with Velcro. I met a subscriber at the beach last week, and she had made something similar for her Pleasureway Ascent, and hers is an older model, so the windows are slightly different in that they didn't have these plastic covers, or they had something slightly different. So hers is hanging from the outside. But I think that, the magnet solution that she came up with is probably not going to work, because I don't want to drill holes, and she already had holes that she could put the magnets in. And I had told her I was going to use Velcro, and she, rightly so, said that those will probably come off because of the heat of the sun, and that's probably true. So I may have to replace the Velcro periodically. So we'll see how it goes, but I don't mind being the kind of the tester of things, so other people know what works and what doesn't. The next project I have tackled is because of another subscriber who had recommended that product from the UK called Duvelet. And I looked into that. The price, they said they would ship it to the US. Price was a little bit high for something that I'm kind of experimenting with. I mean, I'm still happy with the sheepskin, but I thought, if this is something that is super easy to put out and then put away, then it would help, you know, other people who have vans and are looking for a solution to make their beds more comfortable. Although this bed is already very comfortable. But it's that top cover you put like a sheet or something, it crawls around if you haven't secured it. So I have ordered 1-inch memory foam, and I'm going to kind of mimic what Duvalet has done. I'm going to actually sew a sheet around a zippered sheet that I can take on and off for washing to put around these 2 pieces of memory foam. I got them in the twin size and the extra long, and 2 of those together are almost the perfect size for this Pleasureway Ascent bed. So that project will be coming up as well. Memory foam should arrive this week, although the grandkids are here, so I'm not doing much this week except feeding people and playing. So that'll be coming up later. The next project was also a result of a video I watched. It was the Matneys. They used to be called the Minimal Millennials, and they had pointed out their blackout curtains that they put between the front and the driver's seat to separate the driver's part from the back of the vehicle, and it also insulates from the cold. So I've been using the shower curtain, and that's worked out great, but it doesn't give us that blackout ability that we are going to want if we go up into the northern, Arctic area. So I purchased this panel from Target. It was like $25, and I'm going to recut this and then put Velcro on it the way the shower curtain does, and then attach that to the same spot that I had the shower curtain. If you've seen some of those videos, then you know that this fabric here, I guess it's like kind of like a carpet, and the Velcro, the hook side of Velcro sticks really nicely to it. So I'm going to recut this panel and make it the right size so it will serve both as a blackout curtain and as an insulating layer between the front cab and the back of the rig. And then the last 2 projects are going to be expensive. We're going to probably take the rig down to San Diego and have the Agile Offroad company install a new suspension package. And so I'll be talking more about that as we get closer to that. Right across the street from them is another company called Aluminess, and they make a bumper. They replace the bumper on the car, and that allows you to do all kinds of things with boxes and bicycle racks. And what for us, for our purposes, we want a spare tire. So we're probably going to have them do something so that we can have a spare tire on the back of the vehicle. And then finally, the refrigerator. The refrigerator is fixed. I've tried it out. Everything's working great. No more propane smell. And I wanted to tell you, it was not the refrigerator that was the problem. And so for those of you who are having refrigerator problems, it may be something else besides the refrigerator. Now, we actually had a couple of problems with the refrigerator. It wasn't just the propane situation. We had a solenoid that was replaced just before we left on our fall trip, and that seemed to help as far as the temperature difference. We were just having these wild swings in temperature, so that seemed to fix that problem. But the problem of smelling the propane and not being able to use the propane end of the 3-way refrigerator, that was the problem. And we did have the propane sensor that's in the vehicle. It did go off. The alarm did go off at one point. John couldn't smell the propane, but I smelled it very strongly. And so let me show you what the problem was. So this is the door for the refrigerator, and you open it by pushing up on this lever, and it moved easily there. In the past, it's been really sticky, and it's almost a fingernail breaking experience, but that comes off pretty easily. And what they found, and if you recall, we had taken this into Colorado Springs dealer. When I actually went out with the dealer in Colorado Springs for him to show me what they had done, he opened this panel up, and I told him I smell propane. And so he went back inside and got that can of whatever they use to spray inside to find leaks, and he sprayed it all over the place. Didn't see anything. So we left on our merry way hoping that everything was fixed, and of course it wasn't. So when we got back, that's when we immediately took it into the dealer. This was not easy for them to find, apparently. The leak was coming from this fitting right here. It wasn't tightened enough. And so that got tightened down, and that was that. But I also wanted to show you while I'm in here, I wanted to show you what someone showed me, which is that this little hole right here is where you would see the pilot light for the gas, in case you were curious. So that's it for my updates and the projects. I think I have plenty of work for the next several weeks. We're going to actually go to the beach today. We're going down to Crystal Cove State Park, and so the rest of this footage are from our trip down to Crystal Cove, where our son is going to borrow the van for the first time and spend the night down there at their campground. It's a great place to go if you're looking for a spot along the California coast. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a great holiday weekend.